Mabrika! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casa, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. Before we begin, I'd love you to take a moment to click the notifications and subscribe to our channel. It will allow us to reach more people who are interested in learning about the Taíno language and culture. I really appreciate it, and as I always say, together we can do it. Now, let's start with our episode. Today we have a fun activity to do. You're going to be presented with 3 different scenes, 3 pictures that you'll need to analyze. And you're going to have to choose the right thing to say. Each correct response will begin with the phrase Toká, jekésa, it's time. But then you'll have to choose what it's time to do. Now, I'm not going to give you the answer. You're going to have to figure it out, but I will give you some hints along the way. So let's play What Would You Say? What would you say? Let's take a look at this picture. I see what looks like breakfast. Now, let's take a look at our choices. Toká, jekésa, eka. Toká, jekésa, iba. Toká, jekésa, mija. What's the difference in each of these sentences? Correct! The difference is the verb that appears at the end. The first sentence has the verb eka. The second has the verb iba. And the third has the verb mija. Now, do you know which of these verbs is related to food? Yes, the verb eka is related to food. Therefore, the answer is Toká, jekésa, eka. And what does that mean? It means it's time to eat. Do you see how that activity worked? Now that you've kind of got the hang of it, why don't we try the next one? It's going to be a little bit easier, I think. What would you say? Okay, let's take a look at this picture. It looks like someone is waking up. So, would you say Toká, jekésa, eka? Toká, jekésa, achihira? Or Toká, jekésa, atunka? What's the difference in each sentence? Of course, it's the verbs. The first sentence has the verb eka. The second sentence has the verb achihira. And the third sentence has the verb atunka. Well, we can eliminate the first sentence because we said that means it's time to eat. So, which one of the remaining sentences do you think is the right thing to say? That's right. It is Toká, jekésa, achihira. And what do you think that means? It means it's time to wake up. In that sentence, we learned a new verb, achihira, to wake up. Now let's try the last example together. What would you say? Well, this picture looks like fun. There's a girl who's sledding in the snow. So let's take a look at our options. Toká, jekésa, atunka. Toká, jekésa, achihira. Toká, jekésa, mija. Well, let's take a look at those verbs. Atunka, achihira, mija. We said that achihira means to wake up, so that's not it. That leaves atunka and mija. I'll give you a hint. We've learned this verb before. I think you can get it. That's right. The correct answer is Toká, jekésa, mija. And why would you say that? Because it means it's time to play. Look at that! You learned a new phrase to use with all kinds of verbs. All you need to do is complete the phrase Toká, jekésa with any verb, and now you can say it's time to eat, to play, to dance, to sing, whatever it is that you want to do. Now, before we end, let's review one more time everything we learned today. We want to make sure it's sticking. Toká, jekésa. It's time. Toká, jekésa, eka. It's time to eat. Toká, jekésa, iba. It's time to go. Toká, jekésa, mija. It's time to play. Toká, jekésa, achihira. It's time to wake up. Toká, jekésa, atunka. It's time to sleep. Thank you as always for joining me here week after week. I know sometimes it can be a little difficult, but don't worry, I've got you covered. You can always go back and watch previous episodes to build up all of that vocabulary and continue practicing. Speaking of, you can find more resources on casareito.com. There you're going to find our kids' books, other books we recommend, our Taíno digital course where you can see a demonstration of the course and get to practice the language and learn about the culture. And you can even subscribe to our newsletter so that you can stay in the know. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. In the meantime, tay kara ya, guaitiao na agu.